Hi guys, welcome back to more episodes of Money Heist. We are getting close to the end. We have 3 episodes left. This is going to be episode 8. The last one gave us all the backstory years earlier with Berlin and Palermo explaining the process as to how many countless nights they spent scratching plans that don't work, ideas that don't work as to how they're going to get this gold out. And it was such a good episode. But we're not in the clear yet, far from it. So let's carry on. This is episode 8.
No tenemos el peso del para toda la vida. Que es
Well,
lo que siempre lastra
you're
una
not.
relación.
She is.
Nuestro amor es puro disfrute.
¿Y si te lo pongo más fácil? Si decimos que la relación ha cambiado, que antes soñábamos a lo grande y ahora saltamos de ciudad en ciudad, ¿haciendo qué? Robando unos diamantes por aquí, unas copitas de oro vikingo por allá.
Wow.
¿Hay otro?
Always have to ask, don't we?
No me lo pongas más difícil.
Ah, okay, it's not.
No te creo. ¿Eso es lo último que vas a decirme?
Is that his son? It is, isn't it? Oh, there's betrayal for you.
Aquí es tanque de tormenta. Está
I can't
oscilando el
believe
agua.
this worked. Yeah, the water.
¡Ya está! Acaban de salir las últimas pepitas.
Oh, they've done it. Oh, right. I thought they'd run out before. Yeah, he's not doing it for celebrating.
Coronel, además del motor se acaba de escuchar un sonido de succión muy fuerte.
Sí que parece un sonido de succión de agua. Yo diría que han vaciado la cámara acorazada.
¿Y han sacado el oro?
No lo sé, podría ser. Y aún así dudo que pueda arrastrar 90 toneladas.
No sabe de lo que son capaces esos cabrones.
De un puñado de personas insignificantes que habían logrado sacar 90
Insane.
toneladas de oro por una tubería.
It's always...
Y esa esperanza.
People throw that word around too easily, impossible. Nothing's really truly impossible. It's improbable. And they've just proven that something that you thought was impossible is actually feasible. I feel like impossible is thrown around. Oh, that's impossible. No. There are certain things against science and nature that aren't possible. But something like this, there's always a why. If you are crazy enough to think it up.
He besado a Manila.
She only knows.
Me parece importante es que estoy bastante confundido. Beber con días porque tenía la sensación de que todo lo que me apetecía estaba mal.
Me duele mucho la cabeza y preferiría descansar un poco. Sola.
Claro.
No lo iban a sacar por el sumidero ni por las alcantarillas. Están bombeando el oro muchísimo más lejos por ese arroyo. Busca, Suárez. Tenemos que peinar ese arroyo. Y que alguien me traiga los planos de esas tuberías. Quiero saber cada sitio por el que pasan esas canalizaciones. ¿Dónde desembocan todo?
Coronel, tiene 5.000 militares cercando el Banco de España, además de la operación Jaula para atrapar al profesor.
You spread too thin.
¿Cuántos hombres podemos contar?
Unas 480 unidades.
Ain't bothering to protect the rest of the country whatsoever. You just pulled everybody in on this. There you go. Watch it, watch it! She's gonna... Fucking hell, you nearly cut him in half. Yeah.
Arturo me habla. Y Tokio.
Okay, this is normally where you'd have him carried off.
Me rindo, quiero salir. Estaba a punto de matarte.
What's that syndrome called?
Escúchame, vamos a hacer una cosa, ¿vale? Vamos a hacer una cosa.
Me duele lo que me has dicho, pero de alguna manera me alegro. Creo que es lo más honesto que me has dicho desde hace bastante tiempo.
Do you know, it's really weird, right? Because, you know, Denver's going through this, as Tokyo went through it with Rio, is why we're here, is why it all took place, is why she got on a boat and left. You're bored of your lifestyle, you're bored of the life with the person that you're with. Let's face it, for the majority of us, for most of the population of people that are with someone, whether they're married or not, that is normal life. Life is boring. The day-to-day monotony of getting up, getting ready for work, paying your bills, taking the kids to school, picking the kids up, visiting parents, visiting grandparents, organising birthday parties. You know, all that's standard procedure. But there's a few highlights through, like parties and birthdays and Christmas time and stuff like that. But for 320 or 330 days of the year, it's just rinse and repeat. It is boring lives, and you try to spend it with the person that you want to be with, that you want to be around, that you care for, that you love for. But because their lives are at such a breakneck pace, and the adrenaline and the rush of doing all of this, they don't have that monotonous life because they have funds, they have money, they have a lifestyle that can provide them with all the entertainment and all of the extremes that all of us don't get to, most of us ever get to experience. And they have that, and it still happens. How insane is that?
Él siempre me decía que yo no era suficiente para ti.
Then it comes down to the person you're with.
A tu altura, ¿no? Tenía miedo de enseñarte esa parte de mí. Me toca los huevos a mí, ¿eh?
¿Qué?
Arturo de los cojones, el puto pesado. O sea, el pesado, o sea, que se te mete hasta en los brotes psicóticos.
Yeah,
que yo
he
me
is.
creo porque eso
Yes,
es bueno.
I agree.
Estrés postraumático, tensión del atraco, brote psicótico. Bien.
Suárez, aproximándonos a la depuradora. Coronel, aquí todo despejado.
How are you still going, woman? It's like Lara Croft here. Start stitching yourself up.
A desactivar los últimos explosivos.
Oído, Arteche, manténme informado.
Unidad 2 entrando en la presa, señor.
It was that literal translation.
¡Alto, policía! ¡Al suelo! ¡Al suelo!
No son ellos, señor.
Mierda.
I mean, they are getting close. Character and his demeanor, I expect him to go ballistic.
So much. At long last, love has arrived.
You don't do this.
No te preocupes, Tatiana acaba de subir a la habitación. Por eso tú te has acostado con mi mujer. Debería ser uno el que la seduce a ellas, ¿no? A mí no me acaba de convencer de todo que sea tu padre el que la seduce por ti.
No he podido evitarlos, papás, que lo siento, no he podido evitarlos.
Don't give me that crap.
¿Desde cuándo?
2 semanas. A lo mejor Tatiana está brutalmente enamorada de mí, ¿no te parece?
Or maybe she's
Esa opción
using
no
you.
la has valorado, ¿no? Porque yo estoy muy enamorado de ella, papá.
Un par de años vas a perder una pensión de viudedad y seguramente una más que jugosa.
That's true.
Podéis ir en paz.
His character is one of the most fascinating of the whole show. It really is.
Esa fue la única vez que Berlín fue a la cárcel. Detenido por un delito de vandalismo.
Yeah. Not for thieving.
Se le acababan de romper el corazón.
¡Están ahí! ¡Coge el arma! ¡Coge, profesor!
No suelta las armas. ¡Soltad las armas! Luego vendrán 10, vendrán 50, vendrá el ejército, no lo entendéis. Han descubierto dónde estamos, no podemos hacer nada, Benjamín. Escúchame. No voy a montar una carnicería.
Well. Now what? Poor baby. Yeah. I don't know where we go from there.
Has hecho 27 atracos por media Europa.
Yeah.
Y aquel día destrozas una coctelería
He
en
did.
pleno centro de Madrid y te dejas coger.
Eso es algo que te echa en cara la derrota. De que hay algo en tu vida que no está bien. O que me quede. Voy a exprimir cada segundo. Cada segundo. Hasta la última gota.
Es el último lugar en el que desembocan las canalizaciones. No lo entiendo.
¿Pero cómo es posible?
Entonces
I'm
vamos a
lost.
aprovechar los 5000 kilovatios de potencia de nuestra bomba.
Es imposible que 90 toneladas de oro no dejen rastro. No lo han sacado por ahí, joder. No lo han sacado por ahí.
La niña. La niña.
Did the professor know about this? That's why he told him to put the guns down.
Nos han robado el oro.
What? So who are these? They're not with Tamayo, are they? No fucking way. How is that even possible? So his son was around long enough to know the plans of the heist from his dad and from Palermo. Long enough to know that they were going to pull this, taking it upstream, because they would look for the easiest possible out and outlet and everything running downstream, which is why the Tamayo and his whole team have been doing it step by step. They've gone the other way. And they've stolen the gold from him. Oh my god. Is there anything else this show is going to throw up at me that I just don't see coming? Because it did look as though the professor had no clue whatsoever. But then I was like, does he know something that only he and Berlin knew? And he's not informing everyone else, and that's why he said, no, put the guns down or it's going to be a massacre. But they've been double crossed. Okay. Right. Well, that's where we are then. So the gold's out. The gold's gone. We don't know where the gold is. Tamayo don't know where the gold is. The professor don't know where the gold is. No one knows where the gold is. Except Berlin's son. I mean, that whole flashback with how he lost his wife. And who he lost his wife to. I mean, it is a cliche, as he said, the worst movie lines ever. We need to talk. And is there someone else? It's one's usually followed directly by the second question is followed directly by the first question, isn't it? As the opposing side. But I really expected that might be the last we hear of his son and his ex-wife, and what's given him the gumption to say when he got out of prison, that's it, I'm going to let you pull off this heist at the Royal Mint now. This will be my crowning glory. This is how I'm going to go out. I wasn't expecting, I kind of thought with how quickly her head was turned with his son that probably somebody else would have come along and do the same. Because it was like 2-3 weeks. Really. As he said, your relationship didn't exactly stand up to much, did it? 3 weeks. But it's obviously still stood up here because that's them. Wow. Right. Well, what the hell do we do now? What do they do now? What does Tamayo do now? What does the professor do next? And where the hell are they heading? They knew this plan all along. And they've just sat back and waited for you to accomplish it. And then take it right from under your nose. I guess we'll find out when we come back next week. The problem being is we have, let me just check. We have 2 episodes left. So how this is going to go, I don't know. We've got maybe, the last episode's a very long episode and next week's episode is just short of an hour. So we've got maybe 2 hours so left to figure out well this is going to end up. So please, by all means, join me. And the best way to do that is make sure you subscribe to the channel for the penultimate and the final episode coming up over the next 2 weeks. All the episodes are available over on Patreon. If you want to watch them over there, you can just check the link in the description. As always, this show's been phenomenal. I don't want it to end, but I do want to see how it ends. It's a double entendre. It's just... I hate this with shows when you start getting towards the end when they've been so good and so compelling and thrown you a curveball left, right and centre, and you never know where it's going to go. You really want to see where it ends up, but at the same time, you're left with like a hollow feeling at the end when it is. Come on, you've all been there, right? Especially when it's you're binge watching stuff on Netflix. I know how it is, even when I'm just watching stuff for myself personally and not for the channel. You binge stuff, you get to the end of it, and then you're like, oh, what do I do now? Right, by all means, post your comments down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I will see you for episode 9 next week. Take care, guys.